With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool.
Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, so this bike says she is struggling with her place in the motorcycle community. Well, she says she hasn't peaked yet, but she's having a little epiphany, okay? Oh, that maybe life itself is the peak. Interesting. In my experience, I found that... Oh, so I just translate. Not allowed to have opinions. Got it.
Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
What's up? Got together with Ben Glaze for another edition of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast just the other night. Actually, day was a Saturday morning. Not morning. What am I doing? Saturday afternoon. Does not matter when we recorded it, Eric. Keep it moving, idiot. Anyway, we had a great time, and I want you to check out the FREEview. We've got, 15, 20 minutes of us doing our thing. If you think, this is fun, I want to listen to the whole show. It's on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. I put a ton of material up for you. I can keep you engaged with hours and hours of content each and every week. Just $5 a month. In fact, even lower. If you sign up for a year, I'll knock 10% off of the cost. There you go. So what's $60 for a year is $54. Now that's just the audio. You want the video too, because you get the audio, video, and live streams. That's all, added to that for just $10 a month. Or, again, pay for a year. I'll knock 10% off the cost. What was $120 is now $108. I hope you enjoyed this FREEview, and maybe, hopefully, I'll be seeing you signing up for Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you, though, for listening to this.
Ben. Eric. Ben, Eric, Ben, Eric, E-R-I-C, Eric, E-N, Ben, Eric.
Ben, I sat down with my counselor the other day.
Okay.
Because remember I told you about that fucking very bad anxiety attack I had. I don't know if you heard about that one. Okay, so I sit down with this guy, and he goes, "Okay, Eric," and some of you have already heard this story, and you might have already heard it too, Ben, but it's worth telling again because as I get further and further from it, it makes me laugh. Okay, Eric, tell me what's up. And I go, well, Ray, it was all brought on because we rang up a bunch of fucking money on the credit card. No, I said the credit card bill was so high, and for some reason it convinced me that my whole life is going to end. I'm going to die. I'm going to lose my house before that, and just crazy shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God. And he's like affected. And I'm like, what the fuck's he so affected by? And he goes, and you did all of this without Diana knowing. He's thinking I did some type of like financial affair.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And I go, no, fuck no. She was half the problem.
She's complicit too.
She did. And he goes, oh, thank God. Jesus Christ. I thought for a second you were like doing something behind her back. I go, no, nothing behind her back. No. So that was unbelievable. And then I started talking to him, and he kind of like, he's big on this, Ben. He's like, okay. And then you know what he did? I think you had talked about this. Wasn't there something seasonal in your brain, if I remember correctly?
Kind of, yeah. Like every 6 months, I'd have a real downward spiral.
Okay.
So
he's looking at our history of when I visited him.
Okay.
We're looking at mid to late October to now.
Okay.
Every time it's been in those months.
All right.
And he goes, we have a pattern. Seasonally, Eric, this keeps cropping up in your system, in your brain, in your makeup. He goes, I wouldn't put it past you if that has a lot to do with it. Perhaps in the home, doing the same thing, in a rut, whatever. Summertime, you're going up north, you're doing different things, you're going on a trip. This could be triggering. And he says, I'm telling you that, not that I can wave a magic wand and make it go away or anything.
Right.
But as long as hey, this is going to happen to me. And then it's almost like he's acting. He goes, then you take it out and you set it next to you and you pat it on the head and you go, there. I know you're there and you're going to go away. So suck my dick. And then thank you. Go on about your day. That's how I'm like, oh, of course. So then he's wrapping it up and he goes, I go, should I come see you again? Is this like every week I'm on the couch? He goes, oh, it's up to you.
What?
He goes, how do you feel? I go, well, I'm not going to tell you anything new or different. I'm just going to come to work. I'll just come here and just tell you how my week was. So fuck it. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't blame you. Fuck you. Get out of here. It's fucking awesome.
That's not a doctor that wants money.
I know it. He's really great, though. The guy has just, if anybody in West Michigan needs this weird in-dick nerd to talk to, I got the guy. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't been to counseling since COVID started.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I got to the point where it was well, what the hell do I talk about now? Like
Right.
I don't want to sit here for an hour and have nothing new to talk about.
Exactly. To me, you can only get so much out of that.
Yeah. So because I was going weekly at one point.
Yeah, so was I.
Rough.
And then I was like, all right, I'm ditching you. And then he revealed something to me that I was like, fuck, I wish you didn't say that. He tipped his hand about COVID and like sexuality and like people who are transgender and shit. And
yeah,
he was flippant with it. And the attitude made me think that he's one of these people that thinks that transgender people are like mentally ill or, or something like that.
Yeah.
And also, and I'm like, fuck, that's kind of like a red flag on you. You shouldn't have said that. We're not, why the fuck are you working that into here? I don't, I mean, so I'm like, fuck. That's kind of like the whole Catholic Church thing right now. I was revealing that. I was talking about that I'm at an impasse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Diana and I have not gone because we're struggling with the church's stance on homosexuality.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, fuck, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's just too, because you got this
feel right.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's like, fuck, I feel like I'm, dying on a hill that I don't want to die on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really strange to me because you got this Pope who, in one breath, he's like, hey, I love everybody. I'm accepting. And then a month later, he says something that's not so accepting,
Right.
So that's a little weird. All right. Okay, you get a box of food showing up at your door from HelloFresh. Best day ever. You're like, oh, man, I cannot wait to open that thing up. That amazing packaging that keeps everything cold and fantastic. You pull out the meals. You're right. We're going to eat like queens and kings at this household with these meals from HelloFresh. Best day ever. Bonus, you get 65% off that box. Plus free shipping. Oh, my God. HelloFresh has never had a deal like this, and it's only because you are a listener of the Eric Zane Show podcast. HelloFresh.com/Zane65 and use the code Zane65. You get 65% off plus free shipping. That's incredible. HelloFresh.com/Zane65 and then use the code Zane65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Man, I'm telling you, this is life-changing. The food shows up at the door, everything laid out perfectly. If you know how to read, then you know how to cook amazing meals for your family. Okay? Problem if you don't know how to read. Track down someone in your inner circle who knows how to read, and they will help you. That's how simple this is. HelloFresh, the absolute best fast and fresh recipes. HelloFresh's latest line of meals featuring robust flavors and filling portions are ready in less than 15 minutes. Enjoy taste and quality done quick with recipes like, get this, falafel power bowls. What? Seared steak and potatoes with béarnaise sauce. I had to practice saying that. Or Southwest pork and bean burritos. You'll find quality ingredients in HelloFresh's recipes. In fact, ingredients travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days, so you know they're fresh. Okay? Again, go to HelloFresh.com/Zane65. Use code Zane65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Check it out. HelloFresh.
At Progressive, we know there's nothing like the feeling of riding your motorcycle with your buddies on the open road. It's a potent cocktail of thrills, laughter, and pure adrenaline. A feeling that would be impossible to recreate on the radio. Until now. Hit it, sound effects guy.
I'm real proud of you, son.
Well, that was terrible. Our apologies for even trying. Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
you earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Okay. What else is going on with you, Ben? I need a Ben update outside of illness. Is anything positive happening, negative happening, story you want to share with someone? Awkward? What's up?
Well, I went to Florida. That was fun.
So what part of Florida were you in?
Orlando.
What did you do with your time?
Well, I went to a comedy show because it happened to fall. I went and saw Nikki Glazer. Remember her?
Of course.
Yeah. She happened to be in Orlando the same week that we were there. So we went and saw her at Hard Rock Live, which was a sweet venue to see her at.
If I remember correctly, she was sweet on you.
No.
Yes.
No.
She came into the studio and she was, Brian remembers it. She was very flirty. And I remember the picture that you guys took. You don't remember that?
Well, I remember there being stuff like said about like that, but I don't think.
Man, you could have fucked her. There's no doubt about it. You could have fucked her.
Chris, do you remember the dialogue between? Yes.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, she was so hard eyes for you, and then found out you had a girlfriend. And then she was all like depressed and everything. And then she still wanted to fuck you, and you didn't do anything about it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I could hear the ovaries popping. There's no question.
Oh, God. Yeah, I remember. I think.
Thank you, Chris.
Michelle talked to her about me or something via text.
That's right.
Because they were friendly with each other.
All right. So you went and saw her. That was good. Awesome.
Yeah. A lot of her stuff is it's just sex or vagina talk. If you watch like her specials, but this was a lot of sex and vagina talks right up her alley. But she also had a chunk on pedophiles.
Right up her alley. Get it?
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Thanks.
That's funny.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, I'll do comedy with you next time, but you guys aren't funny.
Thank you. Female Kenny.
So she had stuff on pedophiles and suicide that I found pretty funny.
So yeah, I know that's your thing. You love
Yeah.
suicide. You're a big fan of it.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
shit. Okay. Well, that can't be the only thing you did, right?
We went to some pirate show for the kids because it was my girlfriend's whole family was down there.
Yeah.
So her brothers, sister, nieces, and nephew. And so we went to a pirate show where you eat dinner. It's like a medieval times, but it's pirates.
Gotcha.
Have you ever been to medieval times?
No. This sounds fucking terrible. Jesus. What?
Dude, it was like 3 hours long. I wanted to kill myself.
It's dinner and a show, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Fuck me.
The kids had a great time, but it was it's not very adult friendly.
Now this is your brother or sister's kids? Or
no,
whose kids?
Her brothers and sisters' kids.
So how many of these kids?
There was 4. So yeah.
So they loved it, and you guys had a terrible time. Was there at least alcohol? Could you maybe drink? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I would have been fucking. I would have puked on a pirate because, that's just too much for me. I can't sit there. I used to hate that shit. Fuck me.
I almost did puke on a pirate. I had an incident. I have. Doesn't Diana have this too, where you get food stuck in the esophagus? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think Ryan might have had that too. Our very own Ryan there. He had a doctor work on it, if I'm understanding Ryan. Didn't a doctor had to fix you?
You got to be real careful with that. It's became GERD for me, which is gastrointestinal reflux disease or something, which I never thought I had. But then they took the scope down there and they stretched the esophagus, and I haven't had any problems swallowing before that. But yeah, like you, when you tell your stories about Diana, like puking over chicken and stuff or whatever, that's what would happen to me.
Right.
So
yeah, she's got a very small little food hole. So,
yeah.
So I'm
in the same boat. So
go get it checked out.
Well, I had an appointment, but I missed it because of my new job, and I haven't scheduled it since.
Okay.
But I'm supposed to. They said there's.
I tell people to get it checked.
Yeah,
I tell people to get checked because that's how my dad died. He had esophageal cancer from GERD.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta break. I'm glad you said that because you had shared with me some of the dirty details of that in the past. And I had said to Diana, hey, that is very bad for you. And she said, why? Yep. And I didn't know. So I just went, I don't know. Somebody told me it's bad, but that's it. So now I can turn around and say, hey, fucking go get that fixed.
Don't die. Get it fixed.
Is it a deal where they knock you out, or is it just a
Well, they give you anesthesia, and I was apparently awake for it. I don't remember any of it. So,
damn,
it was weird.
If they're stretching that thing, and your food tube just splits like a
God. No,
and you don't know it,
right?
All of a sudden, there's a sub sandwich in your arm.
Goodness.
Okay. All right. Very good. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, so that's it. You almost puked on the pirate. Did you puke in the bathroom, or did it?
Yeah, I had to run to the bathroom, and because right now it used to be minor where I could swallow like I could take a drink of like pop or something and it would go down, but now it's to the point where it just sticks there and it only comes back up. It won't go down. And so that I got there, and we were like in the middle of the theater. So I ran to the bathroom and I puked into my hand.
You asshole!
I was trying to save it from hitting the floor. But it went all over my hand and all over the floor, and luckily no one saw it. But I quickly cleaned that up.
Jesus Christ, this is a catastrophe.
Yeah.
You buried the lead. This is a gigantically great story. I'm so happy.
Yeah. I have to they said they have to put a balloon down there to break up like scar tissue or whatever.
Oh, yeah, dude.
From acid reflux.
That is it, my FREEview of the most recent Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. The full show available on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thanks, folks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
Where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, so this bike feels like he's capable of a little more than just trips to the convenience store. Oh, also, he wants to let you know that you can buy a gallon of ice cream instead of a pint every time. Those are his words. So he said roughly like, blink the last wheel. It doesn't really translate, but the way he said it was super funny.
Get 24/7 roadside assistance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance subject to policy terms and limits and may require comprehensive coverage.